support the public good, and they have to have public oversight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Patrick Niner, followed by Virginia Hamrick. Mr. Niner, if you can keep it under 3 minutes, that would be great.
Thank you very much. I was just trimming it a little bit for that purpose. My name is Patrick Niner. I have taught writing and literature at Florida Gulf Coast University for the last 10 years. It is my dream job. I came to speak against this bill because it's important in the larger context of what's happening in higher education in Florida. And I'll just be real quick. We should have the right to know everyone who's in the running to be president of one of our institutions, because faculty should feel safe in that process. Because we do not feel safe now. You know, when you meet someone for the first time and they ask, what do you do? I used to look forward to it. I got to say, I'm a college professor. I got to see someone else smile and ask me what I teach, and maybe I'd hear a story about an educator that changed their lives. It was safe. It was a safe interaction. Now when I say I'm a college professor, I'm met with suspicion. I'm asked first thing whether or not I talk politics in class, whether or not I teach critical race theory. I'm met with suspicion. I see it, suspicion that I'm some kind of liberal communist indoctrinator. It's really bleeding down into the electorate right now. I'm not trying to indoctrinate anyone to progressivism, and our university presidents are our last line of defense, really, they are, against that kind of political theater. So as for this bill, what began as political theater has mutated into a grim reality. I'm expected to report my political leanings to the state. My students are permitted to record every word I say for the express purpose of suing me. And I have to argue against people openly carrying firearms in my workplace. So you'll understand my panic when I learned that searches for the most important positions in our colleges and universities, president, could be filled by secret applicants and appointed by the state. That is our nightmare. That the positions we trust the most could be compromised by the same political theater that continues to endanger people like me, who just want to teach science fiction literature classes. That's all we want to do. That's all I want to do. Florida universities may be state-funded, but should not ever be state-controlled. It's called higher education for a reason. We should transcend the political landscape, not be a slave to it. So your vote on this will reassure educators like me that you're still on our side, protecting us and our presidents from future state-sponsored harassment. I want to go home and tell my colleagues, hey, we barely missed it on this one. If not, I'll have to call everyone I know in higher ed all over the country and tell them to get out, because they're coming. They're coming. The people who went after reporters, the people who went after scientists, the people who went after politicians on January 6th are going to come after higher ed now. Please help us, because where Florida goes, the rest of the country could follow, and we absolutely need to trust that our search procedures for our leaders remains safe and intact. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Bobby here. Real quick.
One quick question.
Thank you. I'm sorry to catch your name, but do you feel free?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, we have, thank you for your testimony. Virginia Hamrick, followed by Matthew Latta. Ms. Hamrick for 3 minutes. You, President Mike Martin, and as he's coming up, he's Florida Gulf Coast in my district, and the Fort Myers News Press recently reported he is the Tom Brady of university presidents. A little less hair, a little shorter.
Thank you.
President Martin, you're recognized.
Thank you very much. We've had this conversation before, and I deny it altogether, but thank you. This is an interesting conversation. Senator Brandeis, I'm here to support this for a number of reasons. I think it could be best framed as just slightly less sunshine and a stronger commitment to excellence. To return to my Minnesota roots, if it ain't broke, make it better. That's what we do at universities, and I believe it can be better. By way of just context, I've been in higher education as a faculty member administrator for 5 decades, and half in the faculty, including service as a faculty senate president at a major university in this country, and 4 times as CEO, New Mexico State, Louisiana State, University of Colorado system, and now FGCU. And I believe the system in Florida fundamentally keeps people out of searches. And I'll tell you, this is very interesting because it's a little deja vu. I was one of the 3 finalists when John Thrasher became president of FSU. I was forced to withdraw, so they got to 2 because, just to know, the day before I was to fly out to be interviewed, my left retina detached, and I was not allowed to go above 3,000 feet for the next 6 months. So it was an unfortunate turn of events for me. And I will say, John Thrasher, and I've said this to his face, and he's a great valued colleague, of all of the politicians who become presidents, he's been by far the best president. And he's a valued colleague, and he did a wonderful job at FSU. So that system did work out. I believe this is a critical time for presidents in Florida and nationally. Very soon there will be 5 openings among the 12 presidents all at the same time. And this is at the same time that major universities, Michigan, Wisconsin, Colorado, Auburn, South Carolina, Kentucky State, I could run down the whole list, are looking for presidents at the same time. The market is very, very difficult. And this system does make it difficult. I'm not going to name names, but there were 2 very good colleagues I know who chose not to apply at Florida State because of the sunshine, for exactly the reason that has been outlined. It does create a detriment. It sends 2 messages. One is, I'm looking for a job, and the second is, if you don't make the finals, I must not be very good. And those are not good messages wherever you are in your career. So while I greatly respect my colleagues taking a different position, my friend Patrick Niner is here, and I respect Patrick. We're colleagues at FGCU from where I've sat for 50 years, the last 20-some as a CEO of a university, a little less sunshine. This is a good compromise. A little less sunshine will lead to greater excellence. And let's just return to a recent comment. The system's working. In the last year, 2 SUS presidents have quit less than 3 years into their service. 2 very good colleagues and friends, David Smensky and Steve Curl. But apparently, to them and others, it did not create a great fit, or we would not have those 2 openings right now. So the argument that it's working is sort of denied by the recent history. I hated to see them both leave from a collegial standpoint, but for whatever set of reasons, there's a message in that as well. We are a very good system. We're a very good state system. We want to keep it a very good state system. We're on the cusp of some enormous turnover, and it's really incumbent that we create a system that gets the best people involved. At the end of the day, it comes down to the integrity of the Board of Trustees, 13 people, 11 of whom are confirmed by this body, as the Constitution points out. So it really comes back to the Senate to ensure that we have outstanding leaders at that level who create outstanding leaders for the system. That's my message. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, could I have one quick question to the President?
Senator
That's all right.
Hudson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And Senator Thrasher's kind of been President Thrasher's kind of been the poster child here today, but obviously there's been a lot of media scrutiny when he first decided to go for this. Do you think that's created a chilling effect for people wanting to be presidents of universities?
Yeah, I think it did for me. I got a call initially by Bill Funk, who was the first headhunter, the first executive search firm, asking if I would be in the search. I read what happened. I said, not a chance. Bill quit, as you probably know. Alberto Pimentel took over. Alberto Pimentel called me and said, it's absolutely not a done deal. And then I said, because I was late in my career, I had there's no loss to me of being in. I said, now I'll do it. But I wasn't going to waste a trip to Tallahassee from Denver just to come out and be part of a process that was decided. So to recall the real turn of events, Bill quit, Alberto took over, Alberto assured many of us, but I still had 2 really good colleagues I knew who I encouraged who said, nah, I'm not going to give it a try.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
We have Gilda Morgan Williams waves against, Michael Woods waves